Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today we are going to have a look at Solar Armor. Solar Armor is a variant of Scout Armor with a set bonus that heals you and nearby teammates, whether you are in combat or not. I've heard that Solar Armor is quite good. I've never actually used it before and I'm really curious to see how it works. So the plan is to craft a set and give it a test. Now the plans for Solar Armor are obtainable from regs in Vault 79 in exchange for gold bullion. The cost is 1,000 gold for the chest, and then each limb is another 750 for a total of 4,000 gold. They're also available from Minerva from time to time at a discount. It uses the same mods as Scout Armor, and those are available from the White Spring Bunker from Modus. Now the crafting cost per piece is 10 vault steel and 1 legendary module. Now that is if you have Armorer rank 2. If you don't have Armorer at least rank 2, then the cost of the Vault Steel actually is 13. And Vault Steel is available the same place as Legendary Modules from the Purveyor in the Rusty Pick. But at 10 Vault Steel and 1 Legendary Module, that's actually the same price as 3 Legendary Modules. So in terms of Legendary Script, this costs the same as rolling any other Legendary 3-star armor piece. Now, the difference with crafting Solar Armor versus, say, Covert Scout Armor is that the pieces cannot be re-rolled and they can't be traded. So if you're going for a legendary set with specific effects, you have to craft new pieces every time. So the cost of materials versus other types of armor can be quite high. So let's see if it's worth it. I'm going to craft one set, just one piece each. And the only thing I'll do is if I get an unyielding or a bolstering piece, because this does only work pretty much for full health characters, I'll replace those. I'll roll something else. Okay, so I rolled a full set, and one of them was cloaking, and I'm not a fan. So I re-rolled the left arm, and of course I got unyielding, and not only that, it was a terrible unyielding that heals radiation, so that's just bad all the way around. But we have an exterminator's piece, and we're going to go with that. Now, when I said in the beginning that it gives you constant healing, it's actually, your health has to be above 60% to get that healing, and it's heals you and nearby teammates. And I do plan to test how close a teammate has to be considered nearby. All right, I've dropped my health, but I am above the 60% threshold. So I will equip the armor and see how quickly it heals me. Okay, and you can see, wow, that is pretty fast. It's just a constant AP regen. Now, according to what I found, it's 4 health per second is how quickly it heals. And this is what 4 health per second actually looks like. And just like that, we are back to full health. So now what I need to do is get a teammate and test the healing on the teammate. All right, as you can see, I now have a teammate, and the health on that teammate is below 60%. The only thing that matters in terms of the 60% number is the person wearing the solar armor has to have their health above that number. So let's see how close I have to get in order for the healing effect to get in. I'm guessing it's going to be similar to Team Medic, but I don't know. We will find out right now. So I'll get a little closer. There we go. There's the health bar moving. So you have to be pretty close. So the usefulness as far as healing teammates looks like it would be kind of daily ops. Like if you're all standing close to an uplink, that's probably about the right distance. Any farther than that, and you're basically healing yourself only. Oh, and one other thing about this, I don't really have any way to test it, but it stacks, or supposedly it stacks. So if for every teammate that's wearing this, it heals 4 per second. So if you're all standing close together and you have 4 people on a team, you're healing 16 points per second. So it could be really powerful if 4 people are wearing this. But yeah, for daily ops, this looks like it'd be a nice little benefit for your teammates. But the next test is to take it out into the wilds and see how it does just for me. So I want to test and see, just getting shot by super mutants, what that looks like, how this holds up. Just to double check here, none of the pieces I have are healing pieces. So the only effect we'll get is from the armor itself. Shouldn't be too difficult to find someone to shoot at me. All right. Of course, if he doesn't hit me, that doesn't help. Maybe his dog will bite me. Okay, there's that. So you can see the... obviously, you don't want to let your health get too low. But you can see the armor is fighting against Yeah, I got too many shooting me at once. This dog's a problem. Okay. But you can see the armor is fighting against the damage, but getting shot by more than one target at a time. But yeah, so far, I mean, the resistance isn't huge on this armor, so there is that. But yeah, while he's reloading, I'm healing back, and yeah, I'm not staying at full health damage, but I'm able to tank quite a bit. More than you would with regular scout armor, that's for sure. Now, obviously, if he had a minigun, where he didn't have to reload so often, I would probably be in trouble. Of course, this doesn't heal crippled limbs, so that's a problem. All right, I've equipped Adamantium Skeleton, so now I can't get crippled, so I can keep moving around. Let's see what happens here. Well, I got 3 shooting at me. Just kind of curious how long oh, and a missile launcher. That's awesome. So now I'm below the 60% threshold, and yeah. But then the life saving kicks in. Okay. I did a stim pack there, but yeah, the life saving kicked in before I could do that. So it's actually a pretty powerful combination. So you have the life saving piece. Wow. So against a melee attacker. Yeah, against a melee attacker alone would almost be enough. Oh no, I have an auto stim, so I have a life saving and an auto stim piece. And yeah. That was me because, yeah. So you can tank quite a bit. I mean, obviously you're not going to go in and just stand there and let super mutants shoot you. So if I'm doing a combination of fighting and shooting, I mean yeah, if I'm fighting back, then yeah, this would make you quite tanky. So today's daily op is actually perfect for what I'm looking to test. It's actually double mutation, but one of the mutations is it drops poison. And that is something I was really curious about, how this healing does against poison damage. All right, there's an enemy, and here's a big old poison cloud, and I don't have any poison resistance at all. Okay, so it doesn't, yeah. It will not hold up to that. That was something I was curious about. So it doesn't look like it'll tank the poison. My guess is you probably want to have at least one piece, maybe one piece with poison resistance. So if you had a little bit of resistance to go with it, maybe that would be enough. Unfortunately, none of the pieces I rolled had poison resistance on them, so I can't really test that. But yeah, the poison, at least the daily ops poison, which is quite strong. Poison in daily ops is way too strong for just the solar armor alone. You need some extra help. So I'm actually intrigued by this armor at this point. So what I thought is if I paired it with something like Ghoulish, because I do have What-Rads on my character, and I'm in a place where I'm getting radiation, but not enough to actually do damage to me, that might actually help with the healing. So here we are at Solomon's Pond, and we have our little friend over there, the super mutant, the behemoth. And I'm wondering if he comes over here and maybe gives me a smack, although I know he can do a lot of damage. But between Ghoulish and the armor, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty quick healing right there. So I'm getting healed from the armor and from What-Rads. And so even if I drop below the 60%, Ghoulish will still help me. That's actually a pretty good combination. I mean, my resistance isn't that high with this armor. But with the healing, I'm able to tank a lot of damage. And of course, I wouldn't actually do this. And imagine eventually he would kill me. He definitely crippled me. I didn't even realize they had a stomp attack like that. Yeah, I'm probably going to... Oh, and then the armor kicks in. That was either life-saving or the auto-stim. But still, I think that's actually an intriguing combination. You could actually play with a few perks here. You could actually play with a few perks, and actually this armor could be... Yeah, this armor, I think, has pretty good potential. And of course, the set I have doesn't have the best effects on it. So what do I think about this armor? I'm actually really intrigued by it. I think that has some really good possibilities. You could pair it with some good perks to actually increase the healing. You could also get some good effects. I mean, if you have an auto stim piece or a life-saving piece, probably auto stim is a little better. But with the right perks and the right combination of effects on this, it would be really hard for an enemy to actually take you down, especially if you're fighting back. I mean, you saw how long it took, and I didn't even die, but you saw how difficult it was for Super Mutant Behemoth when I wasn't even attacking. So if you're actually in combat, the poison resistance is a little, or the lack of, the fact that poison damage, at least high poison damage, outdoes this is would concern me a little bit. But I would definitely try and roll pieces. If I was going to use this armor, I would try and roll some pieces that had maybe a couple. I think 1 or 2 poison resistance pieces would probably be enough to kind of tank any amount of poison. This is something I'm going to test. I do think I'm going to invest some more modules in Vault Steel and try and get a better set than what I'm looking at right now. But yeah, I'm intrigued enough to actually spend some more resources to get some more pieces. I really want to play around with this. I think this is really interesting, obviously, for a full health character. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please hit one of the buttons down below. And also, if you've actually used solar armor, I'd be interested to know what your experience with it is. Yeah, anyway, I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.